Before I was promoted to the vice president, I spent 4 years in one of the director positions I had. During this time, I worked very hard to deliver and perform and make sure that I always exceeded expectations on all my performance review rating. I was intentional about building strong connections with people across the organization as well. So when a performance review came around, I felt confident about my chance for the next promotion to the vice president. However, I was once again surprised by my manager's response. He rejected my promotion, and here was his explanation. I am not questioning your performance. In fact, you are like my delivery guy. Every time I open my door, your delivery package is right there. You are very productive and you consistently bring results. But to be considered seriously for a more senior role, you need to gain the support of more people in the company, especially influential leaders who can speak to your work and advocate for you when you are not in the room. My voice alone is not enough to get you into these executive positions. You need a network of champions. As I heard these words, something clicked. I was given the secret ingredient that many of us miss when we lose out on opportunities. Many of us spend our time learning our jobs, networking with our peers, and striving to deliver or exceed expectations. This approach is valuable and it works in early and mid stages of our career. However, as we reach to higher positions, the criteria for advancement evolve and change. The higher we climb, the more we need people in senior roles to support us. In a perfect world, performance and leadership competencies alone would just be enough. It's like the days when we were in school, where we just need to achieve certain scores. This will just earn us rewards and recognitions. Unfortunately, this is not always how it works in the corporate world. So in this video, I want to share with you how I overcame my own resistance and started building this critical skill that eventually accelerated my own journey in climbing the corporate ladder, even as a typical introvert. In case your first time here, I'm Tiffany, former communication vice president of the 2 largest companies in Sweden by market cap. In this channel, we talk about all things to help middle management get executive jobs. So if you want more content on this topic, subscribe and click the bell button to be notified when I post new videos every Thursday. Now let's get into it. To simplify, there are 3 stages in advancing your career from junior, middle to the top. In the early stages of your career within an organization, it's about what you know. Success in this stage is basically determined by your ability to effectively handle projects and tasks that you're responsible for. You are evaluated based on your ability to deliver on time, on budget, follow established processes, and execute plans and strategies. During this early stage, promotions can be based on your individual performance. For example, you can handle more complex projects with reduced cost and time. It's fair to say that 80% of your time and focus are dedicated to self-improvement and gaining more knowledge of the job. You learn about emerging trends, understand how your work connects with others, and you want to gain insight into the company's major decisions and understand the reasoning behind these chosen approaches. Now, a few years in, after you've gained expertise in your specific function or domain, who you know become just as crucial as what you know, especially if you want to move into a managerial role. And this stage is all about expanding your professional network and building relationships with stakeholders at all levels across various teams within your organization. This will help you gain an understanding of how the organization functions as a whole, as well as how different business units and areas operate and how your team fits into the bigger picture. The tipping point comes after you've gained experience as a manager or team leader and have become well-rounded in your subject matter. At this point, you may feel ready to lead a larger team or business unit or take on an executive role. This is when excelling in what you know and who you know is no longer enough anymore. It requires a significant leap to reach the next level, which is who knows you. You will need sponsors. These are influential stakeholders who are willing to put their political capital and trust in you when you need it. Your sponsors can be the decision makers themselves. That means they are the people who have the power to determine the promotion. Or they can also be the influential stakeholders, these figures that these decision makers are willing to listen to. And this stage can be the most challenging in your career as you are transitioning from being a leader to a seasoned senior executive. Establishing connections with influential stakeholders through your organization can come with a set of challenges that are more complex than what was required of you in the earlier or middle stage of your career. This was certainly where I felt stuck. If you resonate with this, hit the like button for me. So, how do you go about it? Here is my own experience, which can be summarized into the 3 strategies: branding, communicating, and collaborating. First, let's talk about branding. So let me show you the example of myself and where I have made a mistake. During my 4 years tenure in the director position, my manager did not perceive me as a senior leader. He was not sure whether I have the stakeholder management skill to be an excellent executive. The reason for his uncertainty was that he could not predict how I would respond to conflicts, challenging situations, and align with colleagues from different functions, business units, or even external partners. Even though I could consistently demonstrate my performance and capabilities, but I failed to showcase my leadership skills, particularly stakeholder management. As I was reflecting on this, and I realized that during meetings, I often focused on practical steps required for us to be successful in project delivery, but I didn't emphasize on how I intend to lead and collaborate with my team members and stakeholders to solve the problem. I never mentioned how I would provide guidance and share my vision, and this led my manager to worry about these possible misalignments that could come up as my project started to roll out. It was because of this inconsistency in behavior made me appear unpredictable, and as a result, my boss perceived me as less reliable than I should have been. I was so focused on the project rollout that I made little effort to connect with and understand the broader work within the organization and how my role and my project related to it. Because I was not publicly earning the trust of other leaders, and I failed to discuss with my manager about these learnings I've gained, I may have missed the opportunity to be seen as an executive material by these decision makers. So the lessons I learned here is to build trust and reliability with influential stakeholders in your organization. It is so important for you to establish yourself as someone who is dependable and consistent. That means you need to make deliberate effort to position yourself in a way that reflects how you want others to perceive you as a leader. What was the most constructive feedback you received when your promotion was rejected? Comment below and let me know. Now, the next step is communication. People cannot imagine what's happening inside of your brain, including your thoughts, opinions, and your vision for your team or the projects you lead. If you want to make real impact, you need to make them visible through effective communication. Here are some questions you can ask yourself to help you validate. Number 1, am I effectively communicating my view and vision for my team's success and the success of my projects? 2, am I being consistent and frequent in my communication that aligns with my leadership brand? 3, does it resonate with my audience and my stakeholders? 4, how does speaking up help my stakeholders be more successful in their job and roles? One of the very common ways to achieve this is to communicate and celebrate your team's achievement. Let's say your team has successfully completed a complex project that you all feel very proud of. You can share the news about this success within your organization through emails or ask support for your internal communication team to communicate it on the intranet. Take opportunities to share the best practice, how you achieved it in various forums within or even outside of your organization. This could be external platforms like LinkedIn, conferences, summits, and networking meetings. Probably you might think this is unrelated to your job and this is too self-promotional. Now I would like you to change your mindset. When you share these successes and accomplishments, it's no longer just about you. It's about recognizing your team's effort and being proud of what you have achieved together. Let's say under your leadership, your team developed a product in half of the lead time, which seemed to be completely impossible by industry standard, but now it's a reality. When you share this knowledge, this can inspire others who are facing similar challenges and show them it's possible, it can be done, and here is how we did it. What's more important is by sharing how you achieved it and the lessons you've learned along the way, you are helping others who are dealing with similar challenges realize that, hey, it's possible. So the summary here is when you communicate about these achievements and lessons learned, this not only helps you influence powerful decision makers both inside and outside of your organization, it also showcases your leadership, your passion, and it helps others in overcoming their challenges and achieve their business target. You are making a wider and more positive impact internally and externally for your organization. The next step is collaborating. This requires you to excel in managing your stakeholders' time and emotion even you are under pressure. That means you think not only cross-functionally, but also cross-business unit and beyond your organization. You not only lead a high-performing team by attracting and retaining talents, but also you are building partnerships with other senior leaders and your peers. It's fair to say 80% of your success is dependent on how you inspire your team, the cross-functional team, and influencing the organization. Therefore, it is so critical for you to focus most of your time and energy on things that can impact these wider groups of stakeholders and business. The business world has entered an era where agility, innovation, and digital technology are key drivers of competitiveness. So in this new world, the role of business leader has completely changed. It's no longer just about getting others to follow you into the future. It's about inviting others to co-create the future together with you. So instead of being at the front of the stage, showing others the way, you now must learn to set the stage and create an environment in which others are willing to and able to contribute to this innovation growth and changes you are trying to make. And this requires emotional intelligence, resilience, and influence well beyond your formal authority, collaborating with stakeholders both inside and outside of your organization. If you are serious about your career advancement to the senior executive level and you want to get results in the next 3 to 6 months, submit your application to the 1% Academy program where you'll be coached by myself. Go to inspiremyday.org/apply or just click the link in description below to book a free strategy call with my team or myself to see if we're a good fit to work together. For now, I'll leave you with this video to find out what to do after being passed over for a promotion.